Hello and welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another Crafty Simulations Flight Simulations video. In today's video, I am back in Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024 for Just Flight's latest version of their cracking, awesome Piper Tomahawk. Now, I have featured this aircraft quite a few times now, and I featured it in its latest version for FS2020. This is the latest version for 2024 because now Just Flight have created their own installation files for installing their aircraft into Flight Simulator 2024. If I can get my teeth into this. Basically, we've got new planes here. They have tweaked some stuff, and we're going to take out the Tomahawk for a little flight. So, welcome back to the channel and welcome back to the Just Flight Tomahawk. As I said in the intro, this has been redone and updated to Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024 standards. Now, yes, the aircraft was technically available before in 2024, but it was basically designed to run in 2020. However, Just Flight have created some new, like I say, installation files that now detect, you can download specific versions for 2024 or 2020. And they have updated all their Piper aircraft, I do believe, at the very least. I don't know whether the Hawk or the Vulcan or anything like that has been brought up to that standard, but basically these aircraft now are fully workable in Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024, which is absolutely amazing. So being that I am now starting to try and use 2024 for video content, let's see what's what. So we'll have a little walk around here because I do like this. This is what we don't get in 2020. I'll walk around, you know, we can look at all the stuff. And you've got to say that Just Flight really do know how to make their stuff, make their aircraft look absolutely realistic. Don't believe this. Yeah, we can't click on any of the stuff to operate. I know some of the aircraft, you can click on the wings and the flaps and the control surfaces and actually start to maneuver them. Really does look absolutely fantastic, absolutely amazing. We've seen this before. Just Flight have done some absolutely fantastic job, really have. They knock it out of the ballpark when it comes to this. I mean, just look, it just literally looks like I'm standing at the side of this aircraft. Every part of it. Used to remember back in the days, A2A used to make the greatest general aviation aircraft on the sim. I'm talking back in the FS2004 days, FS9. I remember A2A were just absolutely fantastic with their Cessnas, and other flight sim companies just could not compete with this. Well, this is Flight Simulator 2024 and Just Flight. You really do make some of the best. So let's jump inside. So, get some things loaded up. So we do have some stuff here that we've seen this aircraft before. It's a very simple aircraft. If you can't make this aircraft fly, then, well, there's a bit of an issue, really. It's a very, very simple, a very good aircraft to learn how to fly a simple general aviation aircraft. Whether you're doing circuit work at a single airfield or whether you're actually going to another airfield on a flight, it's a very, very good aircraft for VFR flying. We do have some brilliant work by Just Flight. It just looks absolutely amazing. It's a little two-seater. I don't know if that's actually seating or you could put seats into this. I mean, there are some belts there, but I'm guessing that's more for cargo hold. But it looks absolutely fantastic. Sounds are absolutely awesome on this. I always say the sounds are what make the aircraft, and these sounds are fantastic, absolutely awesome. So we do have Just Flight's little EFB here. It's exactly the same as every other Just Flight EFB, I do believe, question mark. So we do have some Simbrief stuff. We won't be using that today. How do I go back? That's how I go back. I don't use this very often, I'm perfectly honest. So we do have a very useful map when it decides to load up. So it is a VFR style chart map. We will not be using that. Plus the Simbrief charts. We've got the aircraft tab. That oops, Simbrief. We do have this. This is quite important. We can change the stuff. I'll go through that in a minute. If you're talking to air traffic, yes, we can do some typing here. So, whoops. Obviously, delete doesn't quite delete. Don't quite know how that works, I'm perfectly honest, but I don't use it. We do have a working checklist. Everything from pre-flight to the cockpit, all the way down to parking the aircraft. So everything here is. So we do clickable checklists. Again, it's not an advanced aircraft by any stretch of the imagination. It's a very simple aircraft to get going. TOD calculator, never used that in my life, and we have some settings. So the most important page I find on this is the aircraft page. We do have some states for the aircraft, so we have the ready for takeoff, ready for start, cold and dark. You know, if you are in a hurry, you can just click on this and away presto, it goes. We do have the warnings page, so we prime fuel flow required. I say the engine isn't running. So we do have we've got maintenance. Oh, we're going to do the walk round like that. Okay, so we can do a walk round. Really helpful if it didn't do that. So we do have some bits and pieces for that. So the warnings are useful, so as the aircraft goes along. Fuel and payload, we can configure. So aircraft options, so with the auto fuel selector, I'll turn that off. Basically what that means is we have a rather nice big fuel selector here for left and right tank. Now obviously you take off on the fullest tank, and you obviously swap tanks throughout the flight. We won't be doing this too much because our flight today is going to be quite short. We do have state saving.
Saving enabled.
Thank you very much, I'll keep that on. The Nav OBS, I've never used OBS in my life. Haven't a foggy how it works, but hey ho. We also have ADF. Can we add those? We can. Oh, that gives us a second OBS. That's how it does it. Okie dokie. Well, as soon as I've never used it, I'm not going to miss it. So the cockpit, we can disable the yokes, open the doors, and have the charts put up. So the charts are these things down here. Again, nice, not really that useful. Chocks and tie downs and pitot cover we shall remove now. So if we actually put them all on, and if I centralize Trackir a little bit, so we have various bits and pieces of the aircraft. And the times I've started this aircraft, tried to move and realised it's still tied to the ground. We've all been there. So I shall remove those and make sure. We do have a very rudimentary autopilot. There is no autopilot in this aircraft. It's very, very simple for them to fly, but we do have an autopilot in this tablet. So that is the tablet, the USB. If you want that to disappear, just click that little tab there. So there we go. We are currently sat at my favourite airfield for this kind of flying. We are currently sat at Wickerby by Burning Blue Designs, and we are going to go for a little flight and just show just how good this aircraft really is now. So a little flight around the area, and we should be coming back into land here in after the flight here at Wickerby. So welcome back to the cockpit in the Tomahawk. I do apologise if you can hear some fan noise in the audio. It is because, would you believe, there's a fan on. It's UK and it's ruddy warm. So I've had to basically add a little fan to my area so I can do some work. This computer does kick out quite a bit of heat. Anyway, let's get this thing flying. So first of all, we shall have this back. Battery alternators coming on. Anti-collision lights are the only lights we can put on. Fuel is set to the left tank. I do love where this fuel selector is. Most aircraft have it like down below, like right down there. It's a bit awkward. Some have it all over the bloody place, and this one is just right there, and it's huge. You can't really miss it. So we have. Oops. Just running through my mind. I've got everything going. Right. So, like I said, my mixture is up. Bottle is cracked. Parking brake is set. Anti-collision lights are on. Clear on the left side, clear on the front, clear on the right. And I'll have a clip up. Max coming through to both. And let's start her up. 1000 RPM, that's what we want. Lean her out a little bit. And so now we're using the GTN 750s here. These are the PMS50s. I do have the TDS, I think it is GTN 750. I don't tend to use that too much. Both of them are options. They are extra options to this aircraft. You do have to pay for them. And I've got, like I said, both of them. I do use the PMS one more. So, flight Echo Golf November Whiskey. So we're coming back to Wickenby. That's set. Don't need to put another route in. What this does, if I put a destination and a departure, it gives me the dotted lines of the runways, which is very useful. So moving over to the 650, I do believe this is. Usually set this up for airports, let that load up. Basically it's going to list me a load of airports at the nearest, so obviously at the moment Wickenby is the closest one. We're not squawking 1200, we're squawking 7000. I'll set that standby. Should have really had the fuel pump on. We'll turn the fuel pump on now. I'm so excited, I've forgotten about things. Right, so let's get Trackir back on. Shut the cat flap. Right, so flaps can come down one. I really do hope you're liking these new Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024 videos. I know I'm a little bit late to the party. Reasoning why is really when I got Flight Sim 2024 on the second day release, and it worked, it installed, but as we know, we had a few issues, little hiccups and everything, but it's really not until the last 6 months or so that it's really stabilised. And we are all are looking forward to what is it? Sim Update 3, that's it, Sim Update 3, because there's going to be some very important parts to that Sim Update. So yes, Sim Update 3 I do believe is in beta now, and I've heard lots of good things about it, a few bad things, but a lot of good things about it, and I can't wait for it to be released. Right, so coming off the parking brakes, nobody's in front of us. Parking brake test. I have spent the last few days now trying to set this up. I installed it all, got it all up and running, got some various bits of scenery inside it, you know, some aircraft installed, all that looks, but it was the controls. I had to set up the controls, and it took me a while, and I've got to work out what's what, and it is a little bit different, 2024 is, to 2020 when it comes to controls. Right, so we're going to park ourselves at the end of runway 21. Park brake set. So bring it back up to 1000. That's what we want to idle at. Right, so I'll get rid of the column for a minute. So we'll do a run-up test. So parking brakes are on, confirmed. We're going to 2000. There's 2000 stable. Left mag. Both mags. Right mag. Left mag. Right mag. Left mag. Both. Do we get a noticeable drop with the carb? Let's just move back up to 2000. We do. Right, run-up is complete. Right, so let's just zero the altimeter. Staying local to the area. We shall switch this now to altitude. Landing lights coming on, fuel pump is on, Peter heat, not required. Flaps are down one stage, correct. We're taking off on the left tank, that is fine. And we are set and ready to go. Right, departing out of Wickenby, runway 21, standard left-hand departure, and we'll be staying in the local area. Wickenby Tower even, Bravo Papa Echo Sierra requesting takeoff, runway 21. For those of you that know Wickenby, we do have the hump to deal with. We should be airborne just after the hump on this aircraft. Right, so coming up, parking brake, sit on the wheel brakes, rudder up, let's go. Max power, brakes released. Knots, 50 knots, 60 knots, here's the hump. That hump is a pain in the buttocks, it really is. $70 knots, 75 knots, flaps coming up. Up on both sides. Gotta say, the sim looks as good as ever. $80 knots in the climb. And the lights will come off. Fuel pump coming off, landing lights are off, anti-collision lights are on, heater heat is not on. There we go, airborne in the Tomahawk. And like I said, the Tomahawk has featured quite a few times in the channel. And it's always been a great aircraft to fly. It's a great aircraft to learn to fly as well, if you're into general aviation. Sounds are fantastic. I do love now that Just Flight have created separate installation files for both simulators. I know it's been a bit of a headache for developers to create their aircraft, especially when they've already been on 2020, and there is different things that 2024 does that make it a better sim. And I'm so glad that Just Flight have now created this. I think, like I said, all the Piper aircraft are now have their own 2024 installation files. I think you get that. It's not a separate purchase. If you've already purchased this, you can go back onto Just Flight, and I do believe it's in my orders, and it will be sat there as a 2024 download, separate download file, which I think is fantastic. Like I say, we've covered this aircraft a few times now, and it just really does, for such a simple little aircraft, it is a really, really good aircraft. Now, of course, the big question is, to me, which is the best sim? That is such a tricky question for me. Such a tricky question, because I've had so much fun and challenge in 2020. I still can't get rid of it. I still cannot bring myself to get rid of 2020 off my computer. I have a computer dedicated just for simulations, so it is running currently 2020 and 2024, two separate M2 drives. I can't wait to see where 2024 goes with its updates and all that. Like I said, some update 3 is not a million miles away, and it's going to introduce some pretty big things. I spoke about this before on a previous video, and one of the biggest things I'm looking forward to is the ability to download stuff onto your system. We all know that 2024 was ideally speaking, a online only simulator, and that serves its own benefits. But 2020, you downloaded everything to the sim, and being that the cost of the average hard drive nowadays is coming down, and the capacity is going up, and the speed is going up, and an M2 drive is ridiculously fast, because that's all I've got in my simulator PC is 2 M2 drives. I have space for a third one, I do believe, but once I got them installed, it made transferring of files so much easier. So for Asobo and Microsoft to go with we're going to make this 2020 a simulator, online only, and rely on your internet speed, which was my downside. I do have not the greatest internet in the world, although it has got a little bit better, and the sim itself has got a lot better. So we now, at the stage we're at now, early 2025, or mid 2025, the sim on my end is running quite well, and I'm hoping to do more videos. Just Flight, if you do watch these videos, I'm not be surprised if you do, but if you do, thank you for creating some of the greatest general aviation aircraft here on the sim. I mean, I know Carinado have made some good aircraft. I have featured a boatload of Carinado aircraft on 2020. Expect the same kind of thing to happen in 2024. I will be reviewing some of Carinado's aircraft. I have been trialling out some of them here in 2024. A2A, I've got the Comanche 250 now sat in 2024 as well, so that we can look forward to that aircraft. Hasn't featured so much here on my channel, considering it is one of the greatest aircraft here and the sim. must say, 2024 does look a very, very smart looking sim. And we know in my 2020 I've added quite a few graphical updates. I've got various programs. I've used Rex Atmos and I can't remember the other Rex one, but basically transfers some of the details of the ground textures and makes them look quote unquote more realistic. But I've got to say, for 2024 it does look a very realistic rendition of the UK. So we're going to make a standard approach into Wickenby here, so we're making a right-hand approach. We're flying over the airfield at about 1,000 feet, going into a right-hand circuit to land back at a runway 21. Like I said at the start of the video when I was setting up the GTN 750 here, I do like to put a destination airfield on just for these dotted lines. It does put you in line, or gives you a guide as to whereabouts the runway is when you're on your final approach. Definitely worth the purchase of the PMS50. You do have a freeware version, but there also is a premium version which you can purchase a yearly price for, so purchase it per year, or you can do a lifetime subscription. Now I've gone for the lifetime subscription because if it's got the GTN 750 in it, I want it. Let's put it that way. And most of the aircraft, being that I fly a general aviation, they do usually have a GTN 750 option. So, as soon as we're approaching the start circuit, so we'll have our fuel pump is going to come on, landing light is going on, heater heat is still not required. It's a very simple aircraft to fly. So at 75 knots, we're going to start our right-hand turn. Lovely burning blue design scenery. You'll be seeing more burning blue designs scenery videos here on the channel. Now we can walk around the scenery, as well as I don't know whether anyone knows, I do have a playlist of videos for 2020's walk round tours or drive round tours for a lot of burning blue designs scenery, and I take a little buggy, was it the Juice Goose I think it is, as it was the best way to get around the scenery. Well, now in 2024 I can actually walk around it and give you some sense of the work and the effort and the reward that we get as consumers from when a company does a job really well. Just Flight doing a fantastic job here of replicating this aircraft. Burning Blue Designs do a fantastic job of replicating some great general aviation airfields. I don't know why my squawk has gone back to 1200. I just noticed that. I want 7,000. 1200 would be for the US, I do believe. Don't know why that's gone over to 1200 again. Keep an eye on that. Right, so we're now heading downwind? I want to say downwind? I never can get the terminology right. Right, so flaps coming down one stage. Confirmed on both sides. So landing lights are on, fuel pump is on, anti-collision lights are on. Heater heat is not required. Switching over to the right tank is the fullest. Lincolnshire being a very flat county means I don't have to look for any hills. So 70 knots, level, tank selected, flap selected, lights are on. Wickerby Tower, Golf, Bravo, Papa, Echo, Sierra on finals for landing, full stop. It's going down another notch. For me, not a bad landing. Even got stopped for the hump. Right, mixture leaned out. Flaps coming in. Stop the aircraft here, I'm going to get confused. Right, so fuel pump can come off, landing light can come off, anti-collision light's still on. Let's go. Mag's coming off. Off, mixture is cut, throttle is cut, anti-collision lights off, alternator's coming off, and batteries are coming off. So there we go, people. Welcome to the brand spanking new Just Flight Tomahawk, now a standard for Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024. If you've already purchased this aircraft for 2020, like I said before in the video, it is available as a part of Just Flight. If you go onto the sign into your account, and you will find the ability to download a new 2024 separate installation folder. It's very, very simple. Double click, you know, if you've installed this already for 2020, you know how to install this aircraft. It found my simulator very quickly and very easily, as well as the other Piper aircraft. We've already featured the Warrior, now we've done the Tomahawk. Guess what's going to feature very, very soon in 2024? Yes, that's right, it's time for the Arrow and the Turbo Arrow to make an appearance here on the channel. Now, I have said before, I will keep on doing 2020 content. There's some aircraft there that I'm very interested in flying. It is not, by the end of any stretch of the imagination, the end of me using Flight Simulator 2020, but we will be seeing more 2024 content here on the channel. So if you're interested in this aircraft, I will drop a link for the aircraft for Just Flight's webpage, and also for Burning Blue Designs for their amazing Wickenby scenery here. Honestly, if you fly general aviation aircraft out, check out Burning Blue Designs. Go onto their website, check them out. They do every little airfield, from little teeny weeny airfields all the way up to, I think Farnborough might be the biggest one. Weirdly, yeah, Farnborough is on there. But they do cover quite a few airfields now across the UK, Scotland, Wales, Ireland. Yes, Even in America, I do believe as well. They've got a few out there as well. But yeah, like I say, check them out. Brilliant, awesome guys. So if you've got any questions or comments about this video, please, or the aircraft or the scenery, please bang them below. I will get on to just talking about them very, very soon. And I will see you guys and girls in a future Microsoft Flight Simulator video very, very soon.